Everyone, my name is Marvin Fuentes. I am the founder of Fountain. We help businesses work smarter, grow faster, and scale without limits. Today, I'm joined by Jonas. Jonas, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Sure. My name is Jonas Olson, CEO of Pest Badger, and yeah, I also run the Pest Control Millionaire podcast. So it's been a fun run, and figured, hey, there's people looking for people to chat on podcasts. I'm always open to entertain that idea.
Yeah, fantastic. What got you into this industry?
Pest control. Yeah, I think that probably like most of the listeners that are going to hear this, never it was really a plan. I'd say,
Mhm.
hey man, I love bugs, and then never thought about bugs. I was actually want to own a lawn care company. So by the time I was 12 years old, I said I want to own a lawn care company in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and so that's kind of was my path, and so that's what I did. After high school and college, and then tried to start a company. Then just didn't have the know-how or any money to back it up. So my friend and I started a little company, bought some mowers, didn't go anywhere with it. And then I got in the carpenters union, and I did that for 4 years, 5 years. And like I'm on my fourth year, I started doing mowing lawns on the side. So I saved up enough money to finally buy my first commercial lawnmower. And so I was working Monday through Thursday in their union job. And I got done at noon on Thursdays, and I'd come home, cut grass from Thursday at 2 o'clock till Sunday. And so I did that for 2 full years, worked both jobs. And then my wife got pregnant, and we had my first kid. And then I was always the entrepreneur mindset. I was always just buying things, selling things, pretty good at sales even back in the day. And then I just didn't want to go back to work anymore. And I saw the lifestyle that the carpenters were living at that time. Not to say that all do, but they were just drinking every night, at the bars every night. Most of them were divorced, and I just didn't want to live that lifestyle. So when I had my daughter, I went all in on business, and so I built that business up to a relatively large size, and then I sold that in 2021 during COVID. Though I lived in Michigan, and we got shut down during COVID. It was a really, really weird time. If you lived here in Michigan, we were deemed inessential, couldn't do anything. So like we couldn't even go out on the boat by ourselves in the middle of a lake. They didn't want us getting gas, go to pumps, just weird,
Yeah.
just weird. So we had like probably 200 pest control clients and maybe like 300 or 400 fertilization weed control clients at the time. Fertilization weed control was not essential, but pest control was. So I was like, well, I can do pest control, but I only have a couple hundred clients or maybe 100. I don't remember the exact number. So that's not going to get me very far. I just went through a long winter. We were plowing snow, and wasn't enough. It wasn't a lot of snow that year, but we got enough commercial contract just to get us through. And yeah, March 16th rolls around and COVID hits, and we can't go to work. Usually it's our busiest time of the year. So
Yeah.
I waited till like June, and I was like, I got to do something. Run out of funds. Like, back's against the wall. I got to go do something else. So I decided that I was going to go start knocking doors in Wisconsin, which is the border is 45 minutes away, but the biggest closest town is like Green Bay, which is like two and a half hours somewhere in there. Never knocked doors in
Okay.
my life, other than when I first started out the lawn care thing. Like it's like door hangers, knocking on doors, got some clients there. And then yeah, so my first door that I ever knocked on, their dog was allergic to wasps, and they had a ground wasp nest at the time. And I sold my first door. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I almost threw up. I was so nervous, walked away, came back, doing a lot of YouTube University. And yeah, sold my first account, no contracts, no CRM. I just needed money. And so I sold my first door. And then I think I sold like three or four more that day. And then, yeah, at the end of the year, I had two companies side by side. I had a pest control company that was just starting out. And I had a relatively large landscape company. And I saw the scalability of this company versus that one. A lot less overhead, lot less equipment, and
Yeah.
I was like, man, this is pretty cool. And so I decided at the end of 2021 to sell that company and go all in on this one. And that's how pest control started in my life. But there is one caveat to that. Rewind back to when I was like 12, 14 years old, and I was mowing lawns for my dad. I got my dad's house. I'd make him pay me to cut his grass for like 25 bucks. And pest control truck drove by, a little black Ford Ranger at the time. And they stopped at my aunt and uncle's house. I watched them just from afar, quarter mile away, and they were in and out. Let's just go with a half hour. I don't remember exact time, but I was curious enough to walk over there, just kind of check out what they're doing. And I saw the invoice on my aunt's door. Again, curious, and I opened it up, and it was like 150 bucks, and I got paid 25 to go do this mowing thing that took me an hour, and he made 150. That's where the first time, like, I was like, I'm gonna do that someday, ever came. So that's where pest control started with me.
Interesting. So you had a little vision on it beforehand.
Yeah, but by the time I was 12, again, we still do fertilization weed control to this day. So I always said I want to own a lawn care company by the time I was 12, and that's ultimately kind of what happened, although it looks a little bit different than what I imagined. But yeah, that's where pest control came into my life, and that's how.
How hard was it for you to learn sales?
I wouldn't say that it was very hard for me. I would say that I wish I would have learned it sooner. I'm a very talkative person as it is, and I was a kid that was, flipping shit. I had lemonade stand, like I was just that guy. And so
Yeah.
I always like nice things too. Like I like nice vehicles. I like subwoofers back in the day. It was cool. I had like 412s in my truck. So I always just like nice things. And so in order to have nice things, I had to go hustle. And that's what I did. So I wouldn't say that it was hard for me. It's just a skill that I wish I had learned a lot sooner. And I wouldn't say that I'm the best sales guy there is now, because I have guys that are on my team that are way better than me at this point because they do it all day, every day. But no, it was a
Yeah.
skill that I wish I learned a lot sooner. But I wouldn't say that it's too hard. Just like anything else, though, like you're not going to be good at it at first, right? Like
Hmm.
people just expect to show up on a door and go knock doors and go sell. It's just not reality. You're going to get your face kicked in for a month. I just happened to be out there at the right time. It was COVID. Everyone is home. People were just happy to see other people. And so I got a lot of confidence just from that.
Nice. Fast forward now. What are the skills you're trying to acquire?
Well, that's a great question. I'm always trying to get better. And so I feel like most business owners or people in general, they get stuck doing the things that are easy. They get stuck doing
Mhm.
the things that they're just comfortable with. And so they stop learning new skills or they get
Complacent.
complacent in a way. Where I think like if you find something that you're really good at, I think you should double down on that and then build a team around you that are better at that thing, the other things that you're not as good at. That's kind of where I'm at today. It's just like building my team, doubling down on marketing because that's what I love. Sales, I'm good at it, but again, I have people that run the sales team. So yeah, I've doubled down on marketing, just building a team around me. And my goal is my goal and my where I'm at in the company is just to cast the vision, and steer the ship. But as far as like skills, like I'm always trying to learn, like especially from people who have been there and done it. And so if there's something that I don't know and I want to figure out like the way my brain works, if something's bothering me and I want to figure it out, like I go all in for a month straight on that thing to figure it out. Like
Yeah.
here's a good example. My call center it was driving me crazy. Like it was literally driving me crazy. And I thought that it was pretty fine tuned. And so like I went through the whole thing myself and I called just to check and literally drove me crazy for a month straight, but I worked on it, worked on it, worked on it until I got it super dialed in. Not that it's perfect by any means, but it's very, very
Yeah.
close. So that's just how I operate.
So how does that process look like now that you've gotten dialed in?
It's just there's a lot of variations to it, and there's
Yeah.
different components to it. So it's hard to explain it in terms, but like let's just go with like let's just make an easy example. Like you think you have something right, and maybe you have a bigger team, and maybe you don't. But if you're relying on your team to do things the way that you want them to do, if you don't go through it yourself and just really figure out what's going on, and just make sure. And I hate micromanaging people, but just make sure that you're testing things all the time. Same thing with service. Like especially in the service industry, the bigger the company gets, the further service gets away from you, right? And so I would just say stay close to services as well. So maybe once a month, just go sit with the sales team, go sit with the CSRs, go sit in your office and just listen to what's going on. Or maybe go take a drive and see what your technicians are doing. Because again, the bigger the company gets, the further the service gets away from you. So with anything, I think it's just all about just keeping a pulse on where the company's at and every part of it.
Yeah. What was probably the biggest lever for your company to grow?
Oof, that's a good on people. And as cliche that as that may seem, it's like I went out there and yeah, maybe I had a little bit more money than with this company because I sold the first one. But you hire the right people that are very skilled. And every time that I've made those big hires, they've 10x what I paid them. And so even though a six-figure person sounds really expensive because they are, you find the right person that you pay six plus figures to, they
Mhm.
really, really, really move the needle for you. So I know it's super cliche answer, but it's just true. Like people that have been there and done it, you bring them in, you
Yeah.
pay them right amount of money, and it really catalysts. It's a catalyst for the company.
Was there a struggle for you to get your mind to delegate those tasks or find somebody to do the job that you
Yeah,
were doing?
I think that's just as an entrepreneur, like especially early on, young. Back then there wasn't like YouTube when I was coming up. There is now, obviously, but back then there really wasn't. I had a good mentor early on that really opened my eyes to delegating. But at first, I was like, my thing was like, I'm going to outwork everyone, and that's what I was going to do. No one was going to beat me just because I'd outwork them. And so that's how it started. Then I realized quickly, like, I beat my head against the wall because I literally can't do everything. Right. And that's where I found a mentor, and he's like, hey, like, you gotta start delegating some tasks. So yeah, that's what I did. And then
Yeah.
once I did it the first few times, I'm like, this makes sense. And now it's not right. Now it's
Yeah.
getting my team to delegate other tasks that they don't need to be doing.
Is there a task that you haven't delegated just yet?
My podcast? No. Honestly, probably not. Like I feel like done a very good job there. Not to say that I don't work a lot, because I do. I still put in 80, 90, 100 hours a week, but it's not on one specific thing all the time. It's just kind of all in, doing a little bit of everything. No, I'm pretty much, it's all delegated at this point.
Nice. What was probably the best hire you had?
Well, that can't put me on the spot like that, because all my guys listen to this stuff.
Position in that was the biggest lever for you. Not necessarily the person, but the position.
Man, that's a tough one, because they all have like specific roles that have really, really, really pulled the needle. But
Yeah.
I'll go back to a couple of years ago. Maybe this is our 5th year, so maybe like in year 2, I hire my director of operations, and probably the business can afford it, but that position is really,
Yeah.
really pushed the needle at that time. Now I couldn't specifically say one, because every single component of my C-suite executive team, like I couldn't imagine not having them now. So I'd hate to say one position over the other, but that early on was the key for me for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not super operational. I'm a pretty good operator, but not really operational. So like those fine tasks, like they're not me. The detail
Yeah.
stuff's just not me. So bring that person in that's very detail oriented is what I needed.
Is there anything in the company that you are looking to drastically maybe change for the future?
I feel like we're always changing. I feel like we're changing every single day, but not necessarily. No, I feel like we're in a really good spot right now, and it's waking up in the same boring things every single day is what really, really like grows the company. So like up until even this year, we're constantly changing stuff, and which is good, because sometimes a lot of things have to change. But a lot of time as entrepreneurs, we're always just trying to change things all the time. And
Yeah.
that's just how our brain works, right? But the business never just gets the chance to grow organically, because you're constantly just changing shit. So if you just stop changing things, let the business grow, I think the business will grow faster. Although things need to change too, but I think you get what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Yeah.
Is there any marketing methods that have produced you probably unexpected leads, growth?
Podcast. Never in a million years, ever,
Yeah.
ever, ever did I think that we were going to get pest control customers through a podcast, ever.
Interesting. How's that been for you?
The podcast is amazing. It's so much fun. I get to learn from entrepreneurs that have been there, done it, on the come up, like what's working in their market, what's not working. Like I get to learn so much from it, and then it's just fun. I love connecting with people. I love people in general, so I get to meet more people. Like it's been really good. As far as like getting customers through it, like even if it was just one, if you'd have told
Yeah.
me I would have got one customer from the podcast, I'm like, you're crazy. But it's happened more than I ever anticipated. But the podcast
Yeah.
is awesome. Like it's super cool. Again, I just did it for fun. It was never really supposed to be what it is today.
Mhm.
And it was literally just for fun. We were all this
Nice.
part of this mentorship group, and someone said, "Hey, someone should start a podcast to keep our group together." No one did it. And so finally I was like, okay, well, everyone's been talking about it long enough. Let's just do it. So I literally opened up none of this was here. I literally
Yeah.
had my iPad and opened up my iPad, did Zoom and recorded it. And yeah, now like I said, we're like 150 episodes in. It's if it depends who you ask, it's one of the largest podcasts in the industry. Yeah, and it's just for fun. I get people asked to run ads on my stuff all the time. I get people offering me money. I just don't want to do it. Like I don't want to feel owned. I think it's fun. I do it for fun. I don't need to make money off it. Like I don't care. Like it's just
Yeah.
well. Am I saying that I'll never take money? No, but right now I just don't. It's fun.
Yeah. Are there any marketing efforts that you've tried that you probably feel don't work or haven't worked for you?
No, I feel like every avenue works.
Yeah.
Some work better than others, but I feel like a lot of people, they start something and then they don't get really good at it. So then they're just like, oh yeah, that doesn't work and it sucks. Oh, it's just really not the case. You're probably going to lose money for the first 6, 7, 8 months, and then all of a sudden you're going to make that money back in the next 6 months. So just really sticking to it, getting really good at it. It's just what it takes. Every platform is different, whether it's online or offline. It just takes time and effort. But again, some are better than others.
Yeah. Why do you think that is?
Why do I think some platforms are better than others?
Yeah.
I feel like let's just go with Facebook versus
Mhm.
like a TikTok. I feel like Facebook's just been in the game a lot longer, and so they've had a lot more time to figure out the ad side. For the things that we do. So I feel like Facebook's
Mhm.
one of the better ones over like a TikTok right now. I'm not saying that's gonna be forever, and it depends what you're
Yeah.
selling, but we're talking about service industries, and so as of right now, 2025 that we're in, I just feel like Facebook is just a better platform right now. Not
Do you
not to
guys
say
do
that's
any
always good.
content?
We
Do
do
you guys do
tons of
any content
content.
for the
Yeah.
pest control company?
Yeah, we got 150,000 subs on YouTube, like
Oh
another
wow,
70,000 on TikTok. Yeah, we're all over the place.
nice. How big
Yeah.
is your team now?
All in, I think we're last I looked, we have like 80. Last I looked, there's like 87 employees that are W-2 and like another 100 and some that are 1099.
Nice. Where do you see yourself a year from now?
A year from now, probably still sitting in the same chair. But
I thought,
again, just probably doing the same old boring shit, to be honest with you.
yeah,
Like just doubling down on what we're doing, you know? And
yeah.
as far as that goes, yeah, just do more of the same boring shit every single day because I absolutely love it. It's fun.
And what is your goal for the upcoming year?
In the next year, well, we're opening up four new locations in the next 6 months. So getting those off the ground, ripping. Got to recruit a bunch of people, building
Hmm.
out the team still. And I just caught wind that we might be starting a fifth one as of this morning. So see what that tends to be. So go to 14 to 19 markets and then we'll see what happens from there, you know?
What do you think is the biggest challenge with opening up these new locations so rapidly?
Going back to the same thing, like the people, right? Just having enough talent, finding the right talent. So it's not that it's a challenge, but it is a challenge, right? So
Hmm.
we have full-time recruiters to help us find good people, and I would say that I'm not super heavily involved at that, but I do step in, you know, do the final interview because I want to make sure that they're a good fit for the team. And yeah, I'd say that's probably the most challenging part is just that getting the right team put together for a new location.
What is the best question you like asking in the interview?
Best question that I like asking when I
Your
interview people.
favorite? Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one too. I'd really like to know what makes people tick.
Mm.
So like I'll ask them the question of like, hey, if you and I were buddies in high school, you know, who's Marvin Fuentes in high school as a junior?
Hmm.
Like what was his background like? What like was he like was he in sports? Was he athlete? Was he
Hmm.
was he into drugs? Was he I just like to know these things. And then
Yeah.
what did your parents do? Were they entrepreneurs? Like what is that thing that really makes you get excited about?
Is there a specific pattern that you saw, or a common denominator that ended up being a great or making a great employee?
Great employee?
Maybe an athlete?
So it depends on what the position is, right? Depends what the position is. So if I were to say like a branch manager or manager role, right? It's the people who do extras outside of work. It's the people who are listening to podcasts. It's the people who are reading books. It's the people who are trying to learn on their own without being at work. Those are going to be your manager, not just the guys who show up, do the 9 to 5 and 59 club. Like the clock out at 4:59, go home, and you don't talk to them the rest of the day. Those won't be your managers ever. Even though they're your first employee and you want to be them to be the manager, they're just not going to be that person.
If you had a magic wand to fix any problem in, let's start with the pest control, in the pest control business, to fix any problem or create a better system, what would that be?
If I had a magic wand, I'd probably have a couple of hundred branch manager partner type show up at the same time. Just go blow up, open another 150 locations. That was a magic wand. And then of course I'd have to add to that wand and throw some money at that stick. But yeah, that's what I would do with it.
How many locations would you like to open up in the next 5 years?
100.
How doable is that for you, you think?
I already know it's doable. I've already seen the path that we're on and it's
Yeah,
already mapped out. So we can do it.
nice. Do you want to give a little glimpse of that, how that would look like if you could map that out?
Sure. It'll probably be again, 5 this year, and then probably 5 to 10 the following year, and then 10 to 20 the following year after that. And then every year it's just going to double, you know? So they projected, I think it was like, God, I don't remember. Like 2 years ago, they projected like 100, maybe it's like 89, 87 or 89 in 5 years. And so, yeah, we're on a good path.
Nice. What is the, actually, I'm going to refrain from this question. I'll end it out later, but I was going to ask what is the next probably C-suite executive you would like to hire, but I'm not sure.
We're hiring a regional manager right now. We have a lot of good branch managers, but it's going back to like making sure that the service is all done the same way, right? So like each of our offices have like the owner of their face on, like plaque with their owner, kind of like the Chick-fil-A model. So we do that. But then just making sure that everything's just done the same way at every location. Because every time I went to a new location this past year, although it was done right, it was just a little bit different. And so I just want to
Mm,
make sure that everything is the same across the board from how you start the job to what you say to the customer like word for word, like what you say when we leave, like everything. I just want really, really dialed in. So no matter which location you go to, you just know what you're gonna get with our team. That's just kind of where we need to get to.
Because I'm sure you provide all the training for all these people, right, in video
Yeah.
format. Do you think that's just the quality of it, maybe, or just little frameworks changes?
Yeah, and again, going back to like you can teach people all day long what
Yeah.
and set expectations, and just making sure that the branch managers have a lot of training too, because things change all the time, and just make sure that the branch manager is holding up to our standards. And I just think that standardizing across the board, having that person traveling, making sure they're extremely knowledgeable, and which we have some team guys that are, but yeah, just that's the next one.
Guys, I guess what is your biggest marketing lever right now?
If I had to say our number one channel would be door to door. Number two channel be very close between referrals and Google.
Okay. How do you guys get feedback? How do you guys incorporate that systematically?
We ask, right? And so we have software too that helps with it. But yeah, we ask on every single job. And so
Nice. Okay.
yeah, we incentivize our technicians to get referrals. So they get paid out on referrals too. And then the person who refers they get paid out too. So yeah, it's pretty cool. As soon as if they send the referral and someone clicks on their link, they'll get paid $1. And then if someone signs up, 50, I think it's $50 right now, and then it gets automatically Venmoed or PayPal or whatever account they want to use right from our account. So it's instantaneous too, and it's just all tracked through software.
Nice. Nice. That's great. Are there any trends that you see emerging in the field that you plan on implementing?
I feel like trends are always emerging, right? So like,
Hmm.
you have to be doing content at this point. Content's king, no matter what. I
Yeah.
think in the next 2 to 3 years, that if you're not doing content, you won't even show up on the map anymore at all. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you'll be totally gone. So if you're not doing content, everyone's like, oh, everyone's doing content right now. Yeah, there's still more room for content.
It's interesting. My mother to look for a restaurant.
And I think just you have to be like, you just have to be relevant, right? Should you have a
Yeah.
heartbeat and just be rememberable. You have to be rememberable. Like you have to stand out. So the first thing the customer is going to do, they're going to go check out your website, and then they're going to Google your name, and they're going to see a bunch of videos. Cool, you guys have a heartbeat. Looks like a good business.
Yeah. Any other trends?
It's home service, so it's not too trendy, but I'd
Yeah.
say I'd say social media is a big one as of right now.
Yeah.
Being shareable is another thing. You have to make your content so it's shareable for people to watch.
You come up with that.
I mean, half the time, um, we just think of things. The other half the time, we use ChatGPT. Other half the time, we're just using Google, see other people's videos, recreate those. So a little bit of everything. So,
So you don't have a department for that. It's kind of like a thing you're
so
hands-on on?
yeah, no, I do have a department, and so they actually,
Okay.
so that's what they're doing.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And is that all in-house?
Doll house, yes, sir.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool.
we have a content machine over here.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's fun.
I think a lot of owners would love to would have that.
They do, and it just again, my mentor told me 7 years ago to make content, and then finally 3 years later after that, I'm like, oh shit, I probably started doing content. And he had told me 3 years
Mm.
prior. So yeah,
Yeah. A
I'm
lot of
still
people think
behind.
it's too late. A lot
Yeah,
of people
and
think
it's
it's
not like if you're not doing it now, like there's plenty of room.
yeah,
And I have
there's
I have a couple friends that they get all of their like almost every single referral comes from content. Like every single lead comes from content, and it's just organic content, which is crazy.
how does sales training look like throughout the company?
Ooh, that's a good one. At this point, we have regional managers that are really good at sales. So
Mm.
they're training daily. Every single day, we have a sales meeting from 9 to 9:45, whether that's inside sales team, outside sales team. And it's just constant training every single day, role playing every single day. Uh, let's just say you didn't get a sale the day before. We'll role play with you. We'll go in the door, shadow. If it's in the office, we're checking every 3 hours, 2 to 3 hours, make sure that your close rate's good. If you're not, we'll pull you off phones. We'll work with you, get you back on the phones again. So there's a lot to it, right? I could talk about onboarding. Onboarding's a whole other process, but yeah, it's just training, and then some more training.
What's the process like for your sales guys to analyze their calls?
Now, what do you mean?
For them to analyze their own calls. Do you guys have that implemented in the sequence?
Yeah,
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so, like, we have a person who's over our call center, like I said, that's tracking
Okay.
data all the time, and he's
Yeah.
always listening to calls, and then he'll make them listen to all their calls too. So we'll pick, like, I think, don't quote me here, it's a couple a day or a couple a week maybe, and then they have to go back and re-listen to their calls. So yeah, we do. I wouldn't say that it's automated, but he's just going through and picking them,
I see.
whether it's a lost sale or, a one sale. Like, what went good, what went bad, where can we help out?
Yeah. What does it look like for, let's say, someone like me? I don't know anything about the pest control industry, right? And I would like to open up my own location. How
Yeah.
does that look like?
That's a really good question. I'm thinking through this. Are you working with us or are you just doing it on your own?
Let's say let's do it on my own. Make it a little more challenging.
Consume my YouTube channel.
I figured it was going there.
Well, because there's so many nuances to opening your own
Yeah.
branch. Like, talk about licensing and picking, like, locations and then CRMs and yeah, all the above.
Okay. So then let's go with, what are the factors or the benefits for somebody doing it on their own and then somebody going on with you guys?
The benefits of doing their own is they get to do their own, which is super
Mhm.
awesome. And like I said, we're not a franchise. We just don't bring anyone in just to work with them. We
Yeah.
just don't do that. Everyone that we roll out with has usually worked with us for a couple of years. So it's not like we're going to, like, say, hey, come be a partner with us. It's just not how we operate.
Mhm.
If you're already in business and you wanted to come on board, something that we definitely look at. But we just don't operate that way as of today. The benefit to working with us would be, like, we're such a big company at this point. If you had $1 million company, if you signed up with us today, you'd probably be worth 5 million overnight, so that'd be a benefit. We already have the systems in place, operating procedures in place, marketing in
Yeah.
place, finance in place. So that'd be a huge benefit. And
Yeah.
you get to skip. I've been in the industry for 15 years and I've learned a lot of things the hard way. And so you get to skip all that process too. So, be a learning curve, like, gone, overnight.
Yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely.
it took me 10, I'd say 8 years, 8 or 10 years, somewhere in there to make my first million. And now I can spin up
Mhm.
$1 million branch in 6 to 8 months, less than that. But it's so many years of beating my head against the wall and then paying mentors. And I just paid Alex Ramosi 100,000 plus dollars to sit with them for 8 hours, just putting yourself in rooms with people like that to learn from.
That's funny. You actually just mentioned that's probably fine.
It's awesome.
Be able to avoid that with Alex and Mosey. Yeah.
Yeah. So I sat in a room with him for 8 hours and just it was awesome. And I just got a phone with their team hour and a half ago. So that
Nice.
was fun. But you got to pay to play, and it takes time.
Yeah.
But it's like putting yourself in rooms with people like that are much smarter than you. And it's so cliche. People say, well, if you're in the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. It's so true. And you always just have to have that learner's mindset, right? To, like, hey, I don't know everything. I'm willing to learn, be vulnerable, ask for help. And I feel like that's what I've done a really good job. I've done a lot of traveling, done a lot of networking, and I've been put in rooms where I was definitely not the smartest person, and just listening, taking it all in. And if someone tells you to do something or try something that's working for them, like, just be open to going to try it and go all in. So there's so many things to talk about, even just that alone. Like, yeah.
What would you say is your favorite question asking him that you've asked him?
My favorite question when I
That's
asked
probably worth
him,
like 5,000, I think.
the favorite question that I asked him was, I'll be honest with you. It was just him and I in an elevator chatting alone. We were heading down to the gym.
No.
And I said, did you always know you were going to be famous? He laughed. He said, I always knew that I was going to work hard. And I got the chills when he said it. I'm like, that shit's badass. He's so cool.
Yeah.
Very highly intelligent. The bar is set extremely high with him, which is awesome. Everyone's held accountable. And he's really funny. He's chill. Yeah. Good dude.
What's the best trait you think you've learned from him?
Every time that I'm around someone of his caliber, him or Patrick Bet-David, let's just go with those two, because the level of expectations that he sets with his team the bar is set so high. The standards are set so high. And so, like, the way that they practice your name, like, every detail matters. The way they say hello, they'll practice 1,000 times.
How do you practice this in your business?
That's a great question. I probably don't to that level. We do travel.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm hard on myself, right? We do a very good job, a lot of things, but they just show it like it's next
Yeah.
level. So it's something that we need to improve on too. Me as a
Yeah.
leader,
Always.
like, it starts with me. But when
Yeah.
you're
And there's
like,
always.
you don't see it all the time until you're around that, right? And it's just like, holy man, like, it's next level. It really is.
That's great, man. I'm actually a little bit jealous.
It just
That's
takes
fun.
time, dude. I've been doing this for 15 years and I'm 41 years old. I feel like it should be where like everyone has, oh, everyone, Jonas has the business that everyone wants, right? And
Yeah.
I don't feel that way at all. Like, I feel like we're so small and my dreams are so big that we've done nothing to this point. That's just how I feel.
Biggest time waster in your day to day?
The biggest time waster in my day to day. I'm not perfect. I'm not sitting here saying that. But man, I work my ass off. I just do. So there's not a whole lot of time wasted. I'm not a social media guy as much as how much I'm on social media. I'm not that guy who's just going to sit there and scroll. I just don't. Really don't. Commenting back to people on social media, I still have to do that. I have a team that does a lot of it, but then they'll ask me questions like what I'll say. But that's getting better too because they've worked with me so long that know what I'm going to say. But I still want to be hands on to those people, like still have a pulse.
No.
So time waster. I almost said the gym, but I can't say that. I'm not really wasting time to make myself better. And I can't say my kids, but because I mean a lot of times wasted with them, but it's not really wasted. I got to bring my daughters to dance. I got to bring them
Yeah.
to wrestling practice or whatever it may be. It's not really wasted time, but I can't work during those hours, which I am working
Mhm.
usually on my phone.
Mhm.
I don't know, like even like I don't mow my own grass. I don't clean my own house. Like it's all farmed out, So I just
Mhm. Yeah.
I've done, and it wasn't always this way either. It just again takes time, But I'd rather pay someone $100 or $150 to clean my house once a week than spending 2 hours wasting which I should be making $1,000 to $5,000 an hour. Like the math doesn't math.
Yeah. Absolutely. Is there any major pain point in your business that you're feeling right now, or maybe the company's feeling?
Biggest pain point I'd say is probably would be recruiting enough sales guys because I always want to have 1,000, and so
Yeah.
just as much as it sounds like it's doable, it's hard, and so it's a pain point. But we do a good job.
Would you say that's a bottleneck for you guys?
Potentially could be, yeah,
Potentially. Yeah.
yeah. But I mean, yeah, it could be. But we grow every single year, and we double our sales force every single year. But it could potentially be, yeah. But like the last 2 years, even on like the technician side, things have really, really opened up for us, and we hired full-time recruiters, like I said. So it's still hard, uh,
Yeah.
but and it could be a bottleneck. Because like I said, if we have 200 and I want 1,000, it's a bottleneck, right? So yeah.
Interesting. Is there any strategy you plan on implementing to try to mitigate that? Or
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we're like I don't want to just say something just to say it. So I like to like think through this stuff. I feel like we're always implementing strategies and just doubling down on strategies and doubling down on ad spend, just bringing more people, bring another recruiter. So yeah, like we're definitely trying.
Mhm. Yeah. How important do you think is building partnerships and networking in your industry?
Oh God, it's everything. It's service, right? So if you have an HVAC company or a lawn care company that has all the same clients as you do, it's a win-win. Yeah, it's everything. Even like commercial space for commercial pest control. It's not what you know to really
Yeah.
networking. That yeah, this whole industry is networking. I mean, you talk about guys in the doors, right? Like knocking doors. That's what they're doing. They're networking.
Good point. One last question for you. I don't want to take up too much of your time.
You're good, dude. I just gotta go pick up my kids. See another time waster.
I'm the biggest time waster to it.
No, and like I told you before, like it's just cool, like seeing other people start a podcast, and uh, I know you're trying to grow your thing, and any way that I can help support people, like it's awesome.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Appreciate that. I'll be sure to pass that forward as well.
Like and that's just what it's about. This industry has given me so much, and so I feel like I have to do this industry justice by giving
Mhm.
back to it. And I feel like the more people, the selfish part of me, if I'm going to be honest, because that's how I am, the selfish part of me thinks which it's true. The more people I'm willing to help, at some point they'll help me.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's why it's something I know Alex Ramosi lives by, giving value first and giving it all
Absolutely,
up front, giving it
absolutely,
all in all. So it'll
free.
allow you to make the ask for free and
Yep,
maybe, it'll come back to you.
absolutely. And
Absolutely.
I have some friends that are way better at this than I am, but I'm trying to do better.
All right. Last question for you. If you were to start over, what are three things you would change?
I feel like if I wanted to change three things to start over, I wouldn't start over. How do I rephrase that? I feel like most people don't change things that they hate, but at the end of the day, it's your business. If you don't like it, fucking change it. Simple as that. If you don't like your business, change it. It's your business. Do what you want to do with it. So I wouldn't say that I would change anything. That frustrates the shit out of me.
No. You mind elaborating?
Yeah, I mean, I talk to so many people, and I have so many friends in the industry and they're all awesome. And they'll just be like, yeah, I'm super frustrated with this. Cool. What are you going to change it? Well, what do you mean? Go change it. If you don't want to do something, I'll use myself as an example. Had a lawn care company, right? Pretty good sized lawn care company. Hated it. It was my first business. Cool, big, fun, but hated it. I could have kept it. I could have changed it. And so ultimately, I did change it. I just got rid of it and build something that I love. So if there's something in your business that you don't like, change it because you don't have to do it. No one's telling you had to do anything. So just change it. It's your business. It's there to serve you, not the other way around. That's my
Jonas, thank you
answer.
so much. I really appreciate you jumping on this call with me
Of course,
and yeah,
dude.
sharing your insights with everybody.
Appreciate it. It was fun. I enjoy it. So
Good, good.